Hello everybody, it's time for yet another EPLP. This time around I'm going to be playing the incredibly underrated but fairly awesome PS2 RPG Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. Several of you probably never heard of this game, but those of you that have, well, a few of you have mentioned that I should probably get around to playing this and recording it, so that's going to be my next project since people requested it when I was looking for ideas for my next project, etc, etc. It's a pretty good game, and it's going to be a bit of fun to play. It's a fairly short RPG, so it's not going to be that bad as far as that goes. But yeah, there's going to be a number of things I'm going to whine about at some point. A little intro thing here, but I'm going to skip it since I already recorded that and uploaded it somewhere, so you can see it there if you want, but yeah, whatever. Here we have the title screen, just in case you forgot which game you just put into the disc tray. Relatively old game, it came out in 2002, and it's a Capcom RPG. Yes, that's right, Capcom actually does RPGs, or they used to. They since stopped, sadly. Here we have our name entry screen. I could type in something, but I'm just going to go with the default name, Ryu. Ryu is the name of every Breath of Fire protagonist. It's pretty much the same guy every time. Sort of like how in Zelda you have like a different Link all the time, but they're pretty much the same dude. It's the same thing here, although Dragon Quarter exists in a kind of weird situation with the whole thing. It's a mess. It's a serious fucking mess. Access our nice little loading screen. Loading. Sadly, this is not a tiny tale of Tiny Tim. We have some voice acting there, and who that is will be revealed later. What today? Genic hunting again? Nah, we're on lift guard duty. Concerning war between friends. Gee, I wonder what this game's going to be about, seeing as it opens up with two friends talking together in a locker room. Guarding the lift. Work even a low D can do. Fucking condescending asshole. Right, Ryu? Destiny decided to challenge us. I don't know why they didn't bother just to get in one dude who could say this in English, but whatever. See you there, partner. I hate this guy. And so we choose to end the world. That does not sound good at all. In order to meet our mortality. So, right from the get-go, friends going at war, and somebody's going to die. Yeah, I can see this coming a mile away. There was nothing to regret. Nothing. I regret nothing. Nothing at all. And we have some light. No regrets, right? And that guy looks suspiciously like our main character. Gee, I wonder what's going to go on in this game. Finally, we get out of the cutscene and get into some actual gameplay here. After Ryu closes his locker very slightly. Going to take a little look at the option menu here. We have our item screen. We have 5 heal kits. These are the healing items and very important. Tonic, this is sort of like a Phoenix Down, except it brings you up to half health. And we have the save token, which is used to save games. This works kind of like the ribbons in Resident Evil. You have to use these up every time you save. It really fucking bites. Here we have the trap menu. This shows all the different traps, but we don't have any right yet. We're going to pick up some soon enough. Here's our equipment. We're just using ranger gear right now, and everything's at level 1. You can start off at a higher level due to certain things, but yeah, really weak. Basic skills, nothing important, and no skills in reserve. This is a completely fresh file. Nothing at all I brought in from somewhere else to make this easier on myself. I am thoroughly and completely fucked over as far as starting this game comes. Basic stats. Everything is low as fuck. Ryu does not start off very high in anything. He is going to be very useless for quite a while. At least until we get another level or two out of the way. By level I mean dungeon, of course. And we have the option thing. You can use quit to go to the main menu, and you create a temporary save that gets erased whenever you load the save. Some of you Europeans may not be aware of that. That's because they changed a lot of things for the European version. Hey Grunt, what have you done today? With your D ratio, you'll never move up the ranks anyway, so don't push yourself. D ratio is a very important thing in here. It pretty much determines your standing in society and your potential as a person. I'm a little tired from genetic hunting mission. If you have business with me, make it fast. I already know what he's going to say about advice, so I'm just asking what's a genic. I think you know already, but I'll remind you. Genics are made as domesticated creatures, but some go feral. Our job as rangers is to protect the people from rogue genics. Ryu is a ranger, and of course his job would be much the same thing, to track down genics. What are genics? These are pretty much animals that have been created artificially. They're used for pretty much anything. People have them as pets, they're used as food, some of them are used for various processes around, like pack animals and shit. So that's all genics. I caught a guy trying to attack the lift. Low Ds are nuts. Yes, low Ds are very much insane. How do you expect me to live with this government rationing? Those damn rangers, nothing more than government lapdogs. Yes, the rangers are also kind of tied to the government of this whole place, and to some extent they're kind of responsible for some of the really shitty stuff that goes on. There are people who are not fans of the rangers, to say the least. Hey Ryu, you're doing well for a grunt. But a ride with Golden Boy is going to be tough. Golden Boy, of course, referring to our little friend from the locker room. Oh look, there he is. Oh wait, no he's not. Kiss up to Bosch while you can, Ryu. He's on his way to the top. Maybe even past the brass. Obviously, he's a total brown noser. I really hate low sector. It's full of bad air and rogue genics. I need to get better scores so I can get to a higher post on a higher level. Yes, your scores are very important. Hey, you ready? Pointing to the door. Let's go. Waiting makes the captain grumpy. Yeah, there's a lot of cutscenes and stuff before we get into like some actual stuff. Typical for a lot of RPGs. Fortunately, it's not that bad. Bosch 164 and Ryu 18192 reporting ma'am. Those numbers are ratios. That's the D ratio. At ease. I've called you in to review the details of your mission. Guard duty, level E. You are to board the freight lift and guard its contents. An easy task for you two, no? Questions? What's our mission? Guard the high-speed lift sent from the Biocore labs. With a name like that, you just know they're evil. And guard its contents. Biocore, seriously, that name? Really? Where are we going? Ask at the lift port if you can take the transport lift down to the low sector labs. Question? What's the cargo? As I am sure you are aware, Biocore handles top secret materials. You don't need to know what you're protecting to do your job. Don't ask any questions, just do your job. What's the enemy actions? We've received reports of a recent surge in Trinity activity. They may target cargo from Biocore, so be on your guard. Questions? No questions. Understood, Captain, but might I speak with you briefly before the mission? Of course. Ryu, please wait outside. Super secret conversations are happening in there that we are not going to see, at least not on this loop of the game. There are additional scenes that get inserted into the game later. You may see those eventually when I put up a bunch of videos. Sorry about that. Let's get this over with, partner. I really dislike this guy. I really, really do. Fucking Bosch. Why are you such an ass? Really. Fuck you, Bosch. Talk to this dude up here. I just came back from a low sector patrol. The air there is worse than ever. Visibility was so low, a genic could have got me from anywhere. So, what do you want from me, Grunt? I already know everything about the game, so I'm just going to tell him I'm going to Biocore. Guarding the lift, huh? All sorts of strange experiments go on at Biocore. I'm sure the cargo must be full of slimy, nasty stuff. There's a tentacle rape joke in there, but not touching it. At least not right yet. And there's a bunch of NPCs. I'm going to avoid talking to every single one, but I'm going to talk to a couple. You look like you want to ask me something. I do? Maybe you don't. Forget it. You're going on a mission, huh? Want to hear a bit of advice? This is just a tutorial thing. A lot of the NPCs here pretty much just tell you various crap about what you're supposed to do. She's pretty much just telling you that you can use bait to sneak past certain genics that are going around. Genics are this game's equivalent of monsters. That's, you know, just use the terms interchangeably if you want. And we have this guy here trying to use a payphone from the looks of it. But no, this is a telecorder. It lets you save using a save token. Make sure to use it before you venture out of the living areas. I'm not going to do that, of course, because your saves are limited. The Europeans may be a little bit surprised by that, but whatever. Before you go out on missions, stock up on supplies, save your life. If you need anything, head to low sector over there. This is low sector. If you can't tell, it's the first town of the game, even though it's really hidden and you're probably going to walk past it. I know I did the first time I played this game. And here we are at the low sector borough. This is low sector. It took decades to build these living quarters. The ceiling's painted blue to look like a thing called the sky. I'm not really sure what that is, though. If you've paid really close attention so far, you notice that there's a bunch of numbers that appear at loading screens and stuff. That's how far underground we are. We're about 1 kilometer underground right now. And that's a nice little vista of the town. The sky painted onto it. The big building there is Biocore Labs. That's where all the genics and biomachines are made. As you can see, they're the big corporation that owns pretty much everything, and they're very tied to the government and the whole thing. If this were RoboCop, they would be OCP. Same basic concept there. Nasty motherfuckers that they are. They say the air quality is fine, but cough cough. Yes, the air quality down here in the poorer parts of the world are really terrible. And checking out some of the TV screens, they flash various things. But I don't feel like sitting there and watching all that. Items marked ? Are unappraised. Bring them here, and I'll appraise them for you. Here is a very useful NPC. We can get her to identify unknown equipment. We can store weapons in our weapon locker. Right here. Of course, we can't store anything that we have equipped. And we don't have any spare equipment on hand. We can carry 3 pieces of equipment of each type on each character. And we have the item locker. The way this works, you can store items in, or you could take items out. Much like that. Very easy, and considering how limited your inventory is, you're going to be using that. I really like that chick, and she's very useful. Once you start getting good, standard weapons won't be enough. This is the weapon shop. Not really anything useful here. I can't afford anything right now, and for the most part, I don't believe in buying a lot of items, since you tend to find a lot of really good stuff just lying around in dungeons. This game does not limit your stuff. I came to buy the edible genic Haichi, but they're sold out. There just isn't enough to go around these days. Like I said, genics are used for everything, and food is one of those things. Need something that'll save your life? Take a look. Today's special is Heal Kit. I'm sure to come in handy. Yes, this is our item shop. You can buy various items and traps and stuff like that here. Right now, I'm just going to buy 5 heal kits, since I only have 5 on hand right now, and I have just enough money to buy 5 more. And when you know it, 10 is exactly how many we can carry in one inventory slot. It's like they're telling you you're going to need 5 more medkits. I don't know why they would do that, though. Do you really think that they're going to be that important? Well, yeah, they are. Healing items are extremely important. You can't rely on magic and stuff in this game the way you can in others. Not at all. In fact, healing items are pretty much the only way to heal yourself, aside from one other unusual option, but we're not going to get that for quite some time. Were you the one who beat the genic that came out the other day? Thanks a lot, Mr. Ranger. I want to be a ranger. My D ratio is 14896. Can I become one? Sure, if you try hard. I want to be a blitzball. I will. Okay, and we're going here.